What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTubeverse? This is a very minimum glare sort of situation with the lighting and everything being a nice cloudy day. So I'm showing the tank with just the one light source I got right there right now. Yes, I custom made a light source because the lid over here, the light fixture thing don't work so much. So you know what? I have an open top tank now with a little plastic bag covering that spot for the bubbles. Very, very makeshift, but it works. And this is a tannin filled tank, which is why it looks like tea. It's called mostly known as black water. I like to call it dark water, tannin water. It's been used by a couple different names and things, but it's a nice little natural style of tank used for specifically bottom dwellers like these Corydoras catfishes. Guppies like it, and it's really good for betta fish because I did have a betta fish in here. I also do have some ghost shrimp. You'll see those guys kind of skating on by. And as you'll notice with the way the tank is, there's a lot of mulm built up right there. I scraped a good bit out, but I'm kind of done with that. And some of the plant scraps and stuff have been holding on and doing good. I do want to try to go and grab some more plants that can kind of go across the bottom. I'm hoping that might help out. That mulm is great for fertilizer for such things. So got that built. It's been about a year or two with the tank. Plants have come and gone. The moss is growing in pretty good. I got the moss balls growing in. And then there they are. Yeah, move that right on in. You can see it's starting to sprout out. I got it kind of wedged between some wood and that little rock piece thing there, little cave dealio. And then there's another little bit right over here. Look at that. I do have to wipe down the outside of the glass. That is a little bit of some water drop that's there. I noticed that now. But there's some more moss growing in right there. I got it on some more Mopani wood. And the Mopani wood's really the reason why most of the water's this dark still, even way after the catappa leaves have broken down. Catappa bark. And I did take out some of the Casuarina cones and stuff as well. And the ghost shrimp, actually, I was going to get more at first, but I don't know if you can tell. Nah, it's kind of hard to tell. But they got eggies. They're going to be more in this tank very soon. I do have 2 assassin snails crawling around in here. I like to be sneaky and hide. They will be in the moment stuff, but I see them kind of popping up every once in a while. And they're kind of helping me with these bladder snails and things right now. But this is the tank as it is, how it's going. A little bit of an update on it. And yeah, the only things that are not really natural in this tank thing is just the bubblers and the heater. And then this thing right here, because this is great for grafting plants and stuff onto it and so on. Got some stuff I'm trying to get back going. And then up here on this wood, this floaty piece of wood, is other things. I did have more duckweed floating in here, but they kind of started breaking away. So I had to scoop some of them out to kind of save the water from, getting too filled with nests from them breaking down in the water. If your plants break down too much, it'll change your parameters. I have like all sorts of nitrite problems going on with that stuff. I do have some of the, that's like a string of Ludwigia that came in with plants, because sometimes when I grab random things from tanks and stuff, and I buy a plant, I'll just grab some of the scrap things with the plant I buy. So the last time I got those little bundles of Java moss here, I'm sorry, I said bundles like that. I was crouching down. I'm at that age where getting up and crouching makes you do old person noises. But anywho, it's good to see that the tank has gone better. If you've watched this tank from where it was, a couple of years ago, you've seen it where it was more clear water as I put the tannins in, as the thing went suddenly. Very bad bacterial blooms to the point where you couldn't see through the tank. Nitrate problems, not even that bad, but enough to show on the thing. So I had to jump in on it, take care of it. And then we had an issue when the mulm started going. Birds want to say something. That's not parakeets. Sorry, guys. But the mulm and stuff was broken down from all sorts of things, and it was actually holding in some gases, which kind of started erupting up towards the water. So I had to do an emergency clean up, change out to save the fish that were here, because these guys were up at the top, and my coolie loaches were up at the top a lot more too. Unfortunately, the coolie loaches did not make it through, so I was very, very sad about that. I caught it quick to save everything else that was in here. This old guppy used to be with a bunch of other guppies, but an ick outbreak came in when I tried to introduce more females into the tank. And he's the only one who really made it through that, so a little Ick survivor as well, so he's just here by himself. I haven't really added anything new, mostly because I don't know where I'm going to be exactly in a bit. I want to make sure I have a stable house. Moving fish and plants are very difficult, but the ones that are in here, I am just going to keep on taking care of and doing the best I can for them. Keep them rolling, going, and thriving, you know? But all these animals, even the tiniest little of these little shrimp dudes, I really enjoy having in this tank, and it's really fun to just have them hanging around. And yes, when I was talking about that outbreak thing, it did kill a lot of those snails. I used to have a Malaysian trumpet snail problem, but I kind of left those pile of shells there because it will be picked at. It is calcium for, you know, the other snails I have that I will try to start putting in here more. Maybe a couple more assassin snails. And it's also good for the shrimp to pick at. You know, they can pick at that and get calcium from when they're doing their molts and everything. Because molting creatures, such as snails and shrimp, like to be able to increase their calcium level so they can respawn a very healthy shell. And the corridors are over here listening too. They just want to say hi to you guys, man. Look at that. They kind of just all set together. When I do get the chance to get more fish, I will do more corridors. Whether it's going to be the albino ones like these silly little dudes are or not, I don't know. We're just going to kind of see what happens. Now the guppy's photobombing. Well, the fish are over here saying hi and now saying goodbye. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.